I'm feeling a little bit bored. So I want to go out and take some photos instead of just sitting around doing nothing all day. Because seasonal depression is hitting pretty hard right now.
So with about 16% battery left on my camera, let's go out and take some photos before it dies. Do I have a goal with this photo shoot? Not really. I just want to get out there and do something because I've been bored and not working lately. But also maybe to put a new print on my Weebly website. Find a photo that I would like to sell. Good enough that I think should be in my portfolio and on my website. Let's do this. Also, this vlog was inspired by grainydays on YouTube. He did a video similar to kind of the urban exploration thing, and I got a lot of inspiration from that and wanted to do something myself. So I would definitely go check him out on YouTube. So wearing my favorite joggers, I went out to take some photos. Ruh-roh, I'm at 1%, so we're headed home right now. And I wish I could film all this stuff, but the camera that I take the photos would be the same camera I film with, so we're gonna check out the photos. Oh hey, welcome to my room. Again, you saw it earlier, but now it's kind of in a better light, where I have my hats and my little plushies. My wall of hair goals. Yeah, so officially when I started, I was going to head to Burbank, but my roommate was parked behind me and he was a bit busy. It's all good though. I ended up just kind of going around the local area to myself and seeing what kind of cool things I could photograph. Little backstory, I shoot with an A7 III digital. Today I'd used my Rokinon 18mm 2.8. This one right here, and I wanted to focus on some wide angle shots today. So right out the gate, this is the first photo I took. Kind of a nice scene. I've definitely taken this photo before. It's just kind of an alley that's right outside of my apartment. Very symmetric. It had a lot of good like shape and angle to it. And I found kind of a nice, what I thought was almost a funny commentary on the difference between just nature and industrialization. So I have this kind of like little kind of dichotomy, and there was a couple trashy ones I took. I felt like this one didn't really have a lot going for it. It felt kind of it felt definitely didn't feel empty, but it felt just not right. Didn't feel good. This one was probably one of my favorites when I took it. Yeah, there's always that moment you take a photo and you look great, like right afterwards you look at it in the camera and you're like, oh my god, this is it, this is great. Bringing it back home though, I like it a lot. It just seems a little less than what I thought it was on the small screen, which does say a lot about the size of what you're looking at too. A lot of times maybe a small photo, like a little icon, looks one way, but when you blow it up, it's completely different. Things tend to read a lot differently at different sizes. Nice little symmetric one I saw. I went down to my local movie theater. I found these lines in the parking spaces, and I wanted to get that. I kind of tried to make a very symmetrical image this time. A lot of what I've seen, what I feel like I do in urban photography and more of like structures and stuff, is I find the symmetry. Not a bad thing, just something to be aware of. It's always good to like try new things and be aware of kind of your pitfalls where you regularly find yourself. So it's always good to, I think, be aware of that. For me, that tends to be symmetry. And to immediately break symmetry, I took this one. Granted, I don't like it too much. This is under that same parking structure. Hard to really say. It's just very dull. This one was actually a surprising one. In the moment, I didn't like it, but after bringing it home and looking at it again on the computer, I grew very fond of it very quickly. It's got very cool colors, very kind of like duller colors than you would have seen. It's from an old Burger King around here. It's that place that is closed down. No one uses it anymore. And I just found this kind of interesting look at the underside of it. I do really like it. There's another little funny one I found with just the difference between this like dead tree, this dying tree, and this car that's kind of living, zooming by it on the street. Just a neat look at differences, contrasts, ideas, opposites. This one made a fun L shape, so I want to grab a picture of it. Sometimes I forget how wide an 18mm is. You know, in your mind, in your eye, when you're looking at something, you tend to like zoom in a lot more. You forget how wide a wide angle camera lens really is sometimes. More symmetry. As I said before, I do symmetry a lot, and I found that here too. Although granted, I feel like this one's kind of cool. A lot of converging lines that I really enjoy, and it almost looks like it's a different place. Like this is near my apartment, but it's a totally different kind of apartment complex, a much nicer apartment complex, if you will, than what I've seen usually around my apartment. It almost has this more future vibe compared to all of the other more rundown stuff around it. Also, there's tiny people all the way over there. I also like a lot of space I left at the bottom of the photo. I tried cropping up a little bit more to maybe put the grate on the rule of thirds, but I really found I just liked the wider, more open look a little bit better. Near there, I actually found a park I didn't know existed near my place. It's really not a park. It says it's a park, but it's just really a dirt road that kind of follows one of the rivers, one of the man-made rivers out here. I found some nice like kind of foliage there, and this is one of the things I saw there, these berries. Another one of those pictures that I think was cooler in my brain, but when you take it, it's not so cool. I was trying to go for some kind of symmetry with the orange on the top and the green on the bottom. There's not a lot happening between the top and the bottom, and the power line in the middle. It's just this photo in general, I don't know. Sometimes you can't explain it. It just doesn't look great. That's about it. And on my way back, I saw these trees next to this house. Got home sweet home, and here I am. Along with doing everything in color, I actually did everything as well. I rendered everything in black and white. It's a lot of fun seeing everything you took in black and white. You're looking at the light values and not so much the color contrast. You actually get to see a simpler version of what you took. I really like a lot of black and white photography, and I've heard before that you can tell it's a good contrast photo if you preview it in black and white before you put the colors back. Something about previewing it in black and white kind of gives you a better idea of the contrast of the photo, what it's supposed to look like, and then bring the colors back in. You can kind of make some better judgments based on what that black and white preview looked like. In general, sometimes I just like the look of a black and white photo. It's really nice, especially when you get like a dark blue sky against some more lighter color landscapes. Seeing that in black and white is really stunning sometimes to me. Now, earlier my goal was to try and find a picture that I'd be willing to put up on my Weebly website for a print. While I wasn't super crazy about all of them, I did find a portrait that I think I wanted to put on my store for a print. And that's this one. Something about it just felt unusual for what I usually do. It's a different perspective on something. It's old, run down, the colors are muted. Something about it felt really good though. It was very industrial looking. It was kind of out of my comfort zone when it comes to that symmetry I talked about. It's a photo I'm actually pretty proud of. So up on the store that's gonna go. You're gonna see it up there on Weebly, and I'll put that link down in the description as well. So what are the takeaways here? Go out, take photos, and be proud of them. Take a bunch. Sometimes you surprise yourself. I thought the house and the telephone pole were gonna be it. Afterwards in the edit, I much preferred this one. So it's going up on my website. I have no outro, so that's it.